And we're live. We're good to go.
Yeah,
We're back.
we are. We're back for the
Yeah.
100th time.
That's a lot when you think of it.
That is.
Oh
That's a
my,
lot.
oh my god. Welcome to Shenanimegans, episode 100.
Yeah.
Um, where we introduce ourselves because we didn't for the past
Yeah,
87 episodes or so. Uh,
something like that. Yeah,
I'm. You go.
I am Wesley. Yeah, I am Wesley.
We're so practiced at this. You see,
Yeah.
we do it every time, right?
Yeah, we're professionals.
We have like the perfect in-sync timing where we wait the perfect amount of dead air to start saying who we are, and then we start saying it at the same time. It's
Yeah.
like, shit, wait. I'm Robots, also known as Sasam.
Yeah.
Hello. Depending on what social media you follow me on. Uh,
Mm.
if you follow me on any, if not, that's fine.
Yeah.
You're here.
Yeah.
This is what really matters, is here.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Mm.
yeah, we're back.
Yeah. Starting season 9, episode 100. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's been 2 years.
Yeah, it has been.
Two full years now. Like last year was like 2 years straight, but now this is like the official second year
Mm-hmm.
anniversary wraparound, right? Like the seventh, was it?
The 9th, I think.
Oh, I thought our
It was
episode was the seventh because of like not being
uh,
perfect. I don't know.
I don't
And the
remember.
fact that we're doing it on a Tuesday screws it up
Yeah.
too. Uh,
Yeah.
I was sick again yesterday. Woo! And
Yeah.
after last week, well, I didn't want to risk that for episode 100. Any other episode, fuck it. But
Yeah.
100.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm feeling better. I am on numerous Advils, but we're here.
Yeah.
Corporate life. That's just how it be.
Oh, yeah. That's how it is sometimes. So, yeah. Shall we get into it then?
Alright.
Got a handful of things we want to get through. Only one news story this week, though.
And unfortunately, it's rather depressing and
Yeah.
awful to be in episode 100, but I think most people have heard by now, but
Mm-hmm.
the Vocaloid producer and uh, lead vocalist and one of the guitarists for the rock band Hitori passed away on the 5th.
Mm-hmm.
Which, yeah, it broke early yesterday / late yesterday, depending where in the world you were,
Mm-hmm.
that he had passed, and yeah, it's fucked. He's
Yeah.
31 and passed away due to acute heart failure while on tour,
Yeah.
and that's
Oof.
pretty much all we know.
Mm-hmm.
Most well known for his work with Hitori and his Vocaloid songs, World's End Dance Hall and Rolling Girl, and those that a lot of people I know have outright said like changed the genre, like it pushed
Yeah.
Vocaloid music in ways it hadn't gone before. So
Yeah, that's the thing. I've seen a lot of people talking about how Waka was like one of the most influential Vocaloid producers. So
he founded a record label specifically for Vocaloid producers called Ballroom. I think it's
yeah,
called Ballroom.
yeah, I think so.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's sad news.
very sad news.
Yeah. And unfortunately, is our only news this week.
So I guess we have to leave on the low note there.
Yeah. Oh,
Come in on the
unfortunately.
high and immediately destroy all of our emotions.
Oh.
I know I was a big fan of Hitori, the band. I remember,
Mhm.
I guess around 2014, there's a comic, uh, what do you call them? I forget the exact term, but a English teacher in Japan had made.
Oh yeah.
Uh, it was just like cute stories of them teaching their students and stuff. But a part of it was talking about going to see this band that meant a lot to them, especially because of the past Vocaloid work, and I recognized it and I started listening to it. They've probably been one of my favorite bands for the past half a decade plus, so
Oh wow.
it did hit pretty
Mm.
close to home for me. But
Wow.
I know a lot of people have been listening to his music for literally a decade now, so
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a lot of outpourings of different like levels of grief and emotion and ways people
Mm-hmm.
want to honor him, which is always nice to see, you know,
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
a legacy and whatnot. So, yeah, well, unfortunately, that's how it is. The rest of the band, I think they're talking about continuing to make music. I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, this member is gone. Why would they keep on with the band? That's happened a lot,
Mm-hmm.
like with Avenged Sevenfold and stuff. But I'm one of the
Yeah.
people who's of the mind that continuing with the band and continuing to make music is probably the best way you could honor them.
Yeah.
Continuing to play their songs and that. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think that's all to touch on that topic.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess we'll just do a hard pivot into the next thing we're gonna do, which is well, something special for episode 100.
Wait, do we want to do that before or after we talk about what we watched last week?
Oh, I don't know. I guess we can talk about the stuff we watched.
Yeah, we'll keep that going.
Yeah.
Just something to brighten us up a bit more before the
Yeah.
next part that's supposed to be fun.
Yeah. Good
Might do a
idea.
bit better. Yeah. So
Yeah.
what have you been reading and watching this week? Anything good?
Oh, kind of. When I checked out the stuff that's coming up this season, there wasn't a whole lot that jumped out at me, so I haven't checked out a whole lot of stuff. But the first thing I looked at was Cinderella 9, which is it's about a girls' baseball team.
Oh,
So I thought, sure, I'll check that out, and it's like okay.
why
The
can I not
thing is,
find this on Mal? I know I've heard of this. I've
Oh.
literally looked at watching this before, but
Mhm.
there wasn't enough episodes translated into English at the time because it's like what 50 episodes or something.
What?
Or am I thinking of a different baseball?
You might be thinking of Princess 9, which
Oh,
is
that's probably what I'm
that's the
thinking
old
of.
show.
Yeah, I can't
Yeah.
even find Cinderella 9 on Mal.
That's weird. Hachikatsu no Cinderella 9. 9 is spelled out with letters, not the number.
Oh, maybe that's why. Duh.
It doesn't help that there's like a million Cinderella girls shows
There it is,
clogging
yeah.
up the search results.
There really is. I wonder if this is
Yeah.
like a spiritual thing. Like the name is like a throwback, maybe.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's based on a game, so probably not. But
No,
I
probably
don't know.
not. It's probably a princess because they all look like they're from some rich school.
Mm, I don't know. But it seems okay so far. Like the first episode didn't really do much to get me attached to any of the characters yet, so I'm not super into it. And it seems like the show is going to focus on them trying to form this club that doesn't actually exist yet,
You know,
because they kind of set up that like, oh, they're going to get resistance from like the school and from the student council, that they're going to have to work to even exist. So
yeah,
it's going to be more about that than them like trying to win a tournament or something.
not gonna lie, there's probably not gonna be a lot of focus on the characters because it's
Mhm.
based off of mobile games. They have to try
Yeah.
to sell every character as interesting to
Mhm.
get, so you can't make any out to be like a favorite. They
Yeah.
did the same thing with like Skullgirl Strikers to a degree and a bunch of other games. It's like they try to give every character their moment, but by doing
Mhm.
it, they're all just kind of lackluster moments. It
Yeah.
happens a lot with mobile gacha games, which is
Yeah.
why people say they're never good. But there are some good ones. I mean,
Yeah.
I was about to say Fate, but Fate wasn't originally a gacha game. That came later.
Yeah.
But
There was some gacha game show that I watched last year that was actually good, but I don't remember what it was now.
There's one that was like a parody of gadget games called Lost Something. I saw the first episode of.
Mm.
That was,
Oh yeah.
yeah. I need to finish that sometime.
Eh.
Whenever I watch anime again. One day I'll
Yeah.
watch anime again. Legends say.
Yeah. Someday.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
think you'll keep watching?
I'll give it like one or two more episodes, but I'm not expecting to keep up with the whole thing at the moment. So I'll see if maybe the second episode is better. But yeah, the next show I checked out was called Joshi Kausei, Joshikausei, which is I checked this one out because it's just a weird premise because it's based on a manga. And it is
Silent?
yeah, it's a slice of life with no dialogue.
Huh.
It's weird. Yeah, episodes are only 3 minutes, so I might just watch the whole thing anyway because it's short.
Yeah.
It's just there are these three girls and like there's sound. They have like ahs and ohs and oohs and whatever, but I don't know. You could do really interesting stuff with having no dialogue. And just having to find other ways to communicate what's going on in a scene. But I don't know. The first episode was kind of nothing special, so I'm not expecting it to be anything particularly good. But
I don't remember anything about this, but it's on my plan to watch and plan to read list, so...
I imagine at some point you saw the premise and going, oh, that seems interesting.
Just, slice of life, girls. Don't even read anything else. I'm adding it. Let's go.
Yeah.
Annoying me.
And then the next show I watched is called Midnight Occult Civil Servants, which I don't know if you're going to find on now because it didn't have the English name when I checked it. Which I can find you the other name.
Sekimatsu, Occult, Gakuin?
N-
Occult, no, that's Occult Academy.
Mayonaka no Occult Komuin. Mayonaka. It's about
Found it.
yeah, it's about a government agency that deals with the occult. Like they work the night shift and are dealing with the occult stuff in Tokyo, I guess. And I like the premise of it, and the first episode was mostly interesting, but it gave a really bad first impression because literally the beginning of the episode is introducing one of the characters, and it's like, oh, it's a guy who looks like a girl, and everyone thinks he's a girl and misgenders him all the time, and he hates it. And like his boss uses a picture of him to break up with his girlfriend because he says, I'm dating this person instead. Because he looks like a girl, and it's gross jokes that are bad. But like the rest of the episode was okay, and was a weird Romeo and Juliet story between an angel and a Tengu, which was weird and interesting. So I don't know, I'll keep watching and just hope they don't go back to that awful joke too much.
If it stays awful, you know what you can watch that's basically this? Or I guess read?
What?
BPID, it's a graphic novel series in the world of Hellboy, but follows like not Hellboy, just like the other members of the task force, the BPRD.
Oh, okay.
I've heard it's very good. Hellboy does show up, of course, but
yeah,
I've been meaning to buy it, but it's hard because a bunch of the like omnibus issues are like out of print, so they're really hard to get, and I'm like, I don't really want to go digital on it, so
yeah.
But
when
hearing you talk about this just made me think of it. So
yeah, when you said BPRD, it made me think of RIPD, which was that awful movie from maybe 10 years ago now.
Oh God.
Where they were cops, but they were dead or whatever. Anyway.
There's a few things like that in like American stuff. It's actually a pretty popular trope. I know there's a Gotham Central, which is like the regular cops in Gotham just dealing with the bullshit. And then I think it had a spin-off that was like Night Watch or something, as them dealing with like the occult stuff.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't think it lasted too long though, because that was near the end, I think, of the New 52. But like, it's surprisingly there's a decent amount of those types of stories, and they're usually pretty good. So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's based on a tried and true formula. This anime might be pretty decent if they drop the gross jokes, but
Yeah.
if they don't, there's tons of stuff to take its place if you're interested.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's always an upside to stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then the last show I checked out was Demon Slayer, which I know you also checked out.
Eee,
So yeah, we can talk about that some.
yeah,
Which I'm curious what you thought. As someone who's read the manga, I'm curious what you thought of the first episode because I have some thoughts about it.
I know a lot of people think it's a really weak first episode.
Uh huh.
Honestly, the manga doesn't start the strongest. I think the first chapter of the manga, the first two, is really strong, and I think
Mm-hmm.
it did do a pretty good and faithful adaptation, which is very rare in shonen manga.
Yeah.
But I know it's stronger as a starting point for a manga than it is for an anime because it's like it's a little fast paced for an anime. It throws a lot of things at you. A lot of
Yeah.
people, I think, were uncomfortable with the amount of moaning and groaning. I wasn't expecting that much growling. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
I was not ready for that. But it's like the original like setting up the plot too is a little cliched. It's like, oh, but she's
Yeah.
different, which like that's kind of the story. But as it comes across cliched, but really no other shonen's done it to the degree that this story does. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a fun thing to play off of. I think next episode I should do some stuff that's very interesting. I also know a lot of people are pretty they thought it was really stupid how he threw the axe and then the rock and then ran. Wow, that axe took fucking forever to fall. Like
Yeah.
that's one good throw to like launch it like that and have it in the air for so long, but
Mm-hmm.
uh
I thought that part with the axe was probably my favorite part of the episode
yeah, no,
because it
I
was
think it's
like
cool.
it was like yeah, it's really showing that like oh he's not good at fighting but he's clever.
Hmm.
And that was like really a really good way to quickly characterize him
Yeah,
and show you what he's going to be all about.
he's smart. Yeah, it's like he's had to basically take his dad's place in helping to raise the family, right? Like they're poor. He's going out selling shit on the street to keep them going. He's looking after a family. He's pretty like self-learned street smarts just from that stuff they like
Mhm.
show you and tell you in the first episode.
Yeah.
He's got pretty decent like stamina and stuff. They say he's fast. Like he's the fastest. You know, he does this long walk in and out of the city every day
Hmm.
to make money. It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I liked it. I know some people, and some people at the manga didn't like it so much, but I felt it was a pretty nice, faithful adaptation, and it was pretty darn good.
Yeah, that was one of the things I had heard about it is that people were saying that like it's extremely faithful and like almost like a shot for shot, frame by frame recreation of the manga, or like
Yeah,
panel by panel.
which is so rare to see these days.
Yeah.
Um, and yet, while
Oh,
doing that, they didn't make it feel like really slow and drawn out like some would do.
yeah.
Like it still
Mm,
felt like pretty fast paced. Like a lot of stuff happened for one
I
episode.
guess.
Like
Yeah.
we introduce a lot of different characters. Like his family's murdered. He then has to fight a guy to protect his sister, who's turned into a demon, and then suddenly protecting him. Like it covers a lot of beats for only like half an hour, 20 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. The, the thing is that the problem I had with this episode is that the like from the get go when it shows his family and how he's like about to leave for the day and
Oh
like
yeah.
oh he's gonna come back and his family's dead.
Oh yeah, you
And
know
then
for sure.
it takes like 10 or 12 minutes to get to that point for him to get back and see them. And so the first half of the episode just felt really slow. And then after after that point, it speeds up and crams in a lot of stuff. But the first part of it was like, okay, come on,
Yeah,
I know what you're doing.
if it wasn't so clear that his entire family died, although they
Yeah,
don't all die technically.
yeah,
But yeah, no, it's even hinting at like the other guy's like, "Don't go up there. There's demons. You have to stay
yeah,
here." It's like funny. He's never mentioned that any other time, but this time.
yeah.
And then the demon slayer's like, "Shit! If I got in here a day earlier."
Mm,
Hmm. And he does at the end say like, "Go talk to old man at the base of the mountain," and he says the same name as the guy who told him not to go because of demons. So
oh yeah.
clearly, it's like he knew something. He saved his life by stopping him from going back,
Mm,
but he knew everyone else would probably die, which is really
yeah.
interesting to think about, and something people should look forward to next episode, possibly seeing more of, because
Mm,
or maybe not. It's been a while since I read the manga. I don't remember, but that's a concept I really liked rewatching this episode and thinking about
mm,
because it's like they make it clear there's a connection there, right?
yeah.
Like there's just the way he's like, so there's demons, and then like, oh, no one else really said that except my grandma. It's like, wonder what happened to his dad. Who
Mm,
died. I don't remember what happened to his dad. I actually don't, but uh,
nice.
it like it adds those ties, right?
Yeah.
There's some foreshadowing stuff there that's pretty interesting, and
Mm,
I liked it a lot. I liked what they did. I'm really looking forward to the season. Don't know how many episodes. Uh,
yeah.
I still don't think they've announced. They'll probably have to do multiple seasons, but that's okay. Uh, I know as far as the beginning goes, it is pretty generic shonen-y for a while, so it's not going to be anything mind-boggling for
Yeah.
probably the first whole season.
Okay.
The part where it really starts to get good, I think, is around there's some spiders. I'm not gonna say more than that, but
Huh.
that's where it
Interesting.
starts really picking up like really fast from there. But
Okay.
one thing I really like is all the characters in this, they aren't actually all super pretty like most shonen, right? Like
Hmm.
main dude's got some big ass scar on his forehead, right?
Yeah.
They had the preview for next episode and they showed a bunch of other characters and they almost all had scars of some sort. A lot of them had like not traditionally like
Hmm.
pretty haircuts, but like more they made sense sort of for the type of hobbies they were in.
Yeah.
The the art style of the manga is when I read it is very much like that. It's like it's a very ugly manga, but in a good way. It
Oh.
takes a while to get used to it because it's so different, but it just fits the world so much. Like it's a rough and shitty world, right?
Hmm.
Like it's ancient past and there's fucking demons fucking everything up. Not everyone's
Yeah.
gonna look like they're like fucking out of a hair salon and stuff. One or two
Yeah.
maybe, sure, because of course you
Yeah.
need some pretty characters, but they're all the ugly ones. Is like it's realistic. I find that like
Yeah.
there's more that look like idiots. It's actually a joke because one of the prettiest characters you'll see, and it's they do make jokes about. There is some bad jokes about this one character because he has a super feminine face, which
Oh
kind of
yeah.
suck. But I don't remember it getting too bad, and he
Hmm.
deals with it in just such a dumb way that it almost makes it kind of funny. It's like no one took me serious because of it, so I'm doing this, and it's just like what the fuck? That's worse.
Interesting.
Yeah, he'll probably get introduced in a few episodes, probably 4 or 5.
All right.
He's introduced to Sleepy first, so
All right.
I know for sure
So
he shows up though. So
yeah. All right. Oh, be looking forward to that. So that was all the stuff I've watched this week. So what about you? What have you been
uh,
checking out?
did you read anything? No.
No, not reading this week.
All right. So let's see here. I read some stuff.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I read the first chapter of some Yuri series called Hayama Sensei to Tyranno Sensei wa Tsuki Ato. That's ongoing. It's okay. It's nothing special. It's about two teachers, or a gym teacher and a nurse. So it's
Oh,
adults, but it's pretty. It feels even more school girl than most high school girl ones,
oh wow.
which is
That's
something. But yeah, it's
that's an
all.
accomplishment.
Yeah, there's just some weird stuff in it that doesn't. It's like that doesn't really make sense, but it's all right.
Mm.
I read the first two chapters of Sayonara Folklore, which I believe is fully translated, and I'm reading it slowly. I'm not reading more right away because I could binge it really fast. It's like one volume. Uh,
Oh yeah.
but it's about like it's a Yuri, but it's like pretending to be lovers, and there's this whole thing about some suicide curse in the background between girls who like girls, and just
Oh, jeez.
it's one of those ones that keeps you anxious just because of the basis of what it is, and you know they're trying to make it be cute and not actually super
Hmm.
tense and make you feel like it's fucked up, but it does anyways. So it's like, okay. It's like, it gives you like the Doki Doki feel where it's like, clearly this is not supposed to be fucked up, but it feels fucked up, except Doki Doki then says, hey, yes, you were supposed to feel fucked up after all. And it's like, is that coming in the last chapter of this? Now,
Hmm.
like, I want to get swerved into, they both die.
Yeah.
Don't bury my gaze, damn it. But, yeah. I read another chapter of Shonen Shoujo 18 Kin, which is that ecchi series that had some shoujo stuff, but they completely just dropped the girl that they started doing shoujo stuff with, and then had another girl do it, and then had a run-in
Hmm.
in this chapter with that girl, and just has like a one-off. Where they've been leaving me alone lately? Why? And it's like, oh, I haven't seen you in a while. It's like that's just how they play it off. And it's like it's not the best, but it's
Hmm.
done in 5 chapters, so I'll probably finish it.
Yeah.
And it's by Kuzushiro, which is Kuzushiro's other series is a lot better, I think,
Yeah.
because the others are all actually gay, unlike this one.
Oh.
Because yeah,
Yeah.
Kuzushiro again, Inugami-san, and a bunch of
Oh
other
right.
stuff. Kimi no Tame na Narashino, which I need to catch up on. Ani no Yome, which is one of the likes her brother's wife.
Oh.
This is they
Is
do the one where the brother's dead.
okay.
So yeah, the one where
Right.
it's like
That
my
one.
brother's dead. I'm living with his ex-wife, and I like them. And then a bunch of other stuff too, like just all kinds of stuff with all kinds of different styles. It's crazy how much they work on, but
Hmm.
which explains why some stuff takes forever to get new chapters.
Yeah.
Gets put on hold for others. But yeah, so read that and it was eh.
Hmm.
I feel like there's more manga. Give me a second. That's not what I wanted. I have to pull up my list because I always forget manga
Yeah.
history. There was not okay. So anime that I actually
Anime.
watched some anime.
Oh.
Let me pull up my anime history. For the first time in like 3 weeks. So I watched the first episode of Hitori Bochi because that came out,
Oh yeah.
and it's cute. Manga's better. It just has slightly
Yeah.
better pacing, which I find happens a lot with gag series.
Yeah.
There's a few gag series that it doesn't feel that way with, but they're few and far between, like Gekken Shoujo no Zaki-kun and Tanaka-kun is always listless.
Hmm.
Even when jokes feel drawn out with Tanaka-kun, it just fits because of the listlessness of the series.
Yeah.
But it's still really cute and fun, and I'm enjoying it, and I'm glad to see it animated. My one gripe is the animation's not the greatest.
Hmm.
I wish they had the Mitsuboshi Colors team do this anime, and then this team do the Mitsubishi Colors anime because this is the better story series, I think. The better
Oh,
comedy. But it got
yeah.
the worst animation. But I guess maybe that was the point. Like, they think it'll be able to hold itself on its story or something. I don't know. Maybe
Mhm.
because Mitsubishi Colors didn't do as well, the animation budget got cut a bit, which I hope didn't happen.
Oh, yeah.
Studio C2C, what have you done? Not a lot.
Mm.
And they did Harukana Receive.
Oh, that show's alright.
Yeah. Besides that, yeah, not a lot. Not a lot with good animation either.
Mm.
Their best animated series I'd probably say is Harukana Receive. But then they also did World End. What do you do at the end of the world? Are you busy? Will you save us? Which is the dumbest name I've ever heard.
Oh,
That
right.
actually has
That.
some decent animation too, but
Yeah.
yeah. And then the rest is all the weird stuff. Anyways, yeah,
Mm.
it's cute. I like it. I'm gonna have more fun with it because I've needed some comedy slice of life, even though I know what happens. And then we talked about Demon Slayer.
Mhm.
Then the other thing I watched was the Non Non Biori movie, the vacation movie.
Oh.
It was great, except there was issues and it kept pausing every 7 minutes. It felt like the good old days of watching like episodes in 3 parts on YouTube in 7.5 minute chunks.
Nice.
But yeah, no, it was cute. They added in an anime original story to the part to pad out because the manga covering that section is rather short. But they did it in a good way that felt pretty strong and
Mhm.
fit the themes and the feel of it. They didn't feel like ham-fisted as much as some anime original stuff. I had a lot of fun. I liked it. I love Non Biori. I was watching a vacation. It felt like I was having a vacation because I watched it yesterday while homesick, laying in bed
Oh.
before going to
Yeah.
bed, and it always reminds me of like being a kid and going out to the cabin.
Oh.
It's so relaxing and calming. I love this series so much, and there's a new volume of the manga out that I need to get. I was
Mhm.
at the store today and I could have bought it, but I couldn't remember if I'd already ordered it or not. So I was like, don't get doubles. But if I didn't, now that I'm home and I can check, I'm going to be ordering one right away because I love
Mhm.
that series and I need all the manga. It's one of the few I've been kept up on, like religiously for like the past 3 or 4 years. Like
Yeah.
I do not miss a volume of it. So
Mm.
it's got
Cool.
it's got heavy laid back camp vibes, but not sort of as much like club focused style. Um,
Mhm.
it's just very relaxing, comfy, bunch of different kids of different ages hanging out playing out in the sticks. I love it.
Yeah.
Big fan.
Cool.
I gave the movie a 9, which I think I've given the seasons like tens. So
Yeah.
one of my favorites. Actually, I should see where I gave them. Yeah, the second season I gave a 10. And the first season, I think I just clicked on the manga. Whoops. The manga I gave a 10 too.
Thanks.
The first season I gave a 10. Yeah, so that's the first one to not get a 10, but it's still very good. So
Mm.
it got a 9. I apparently haven't seen the OVAs for that yet, so I need to watch them. I got the Blu-ray from Sentai Filmworks, the new one with both seasons, so I have to check to see if they're on that. Because if they are,
Oh,
then I can
yeah.
watch them. If not, then I'll have to go hunting. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's about it for me for reading and watching. So if we want to get into the next section,
Yeah. The next thing is we decided to do something special for episode 100. We're going to kind of revisit all the shows we've watched for the podcast and try and rank them all or something.
some
Something.
some okay, random question for you. When you
Yeah.
go for a window capture on OBS, do you get a bunch of Explorer.exe null options and like Windows internal composable shell experiences text input app.exe text input application things?
No, I don't.
Because I
But
get a ton of these, and I'm like not sure if there's something just wrong with like it. You need to reinstall it. Maybe I have something fucked up on my. Maybe there's like a keylogger or something screwing me over. Who knows? Anyways, here's a text document.
Nice.
We're gonna rank them right here. Let me font. Let's up this font a tiny bit. Let's go to 18. We'll go with Coolsville because we're Coolsville. Alright. Alright, so we got. Should we start from the first and just.
Yeah, we'll just start from season 1 and work our way to the
add
present.
them in where we think we go. Okay, so.
Yeah.
Season 1. Jing, King of Bandits, and Clockwork Planet.
Yep.
Which did we like more?
I definitely like Jing more than Clockwork Planet.
Yeah. See, I like Clockwork Planet because I'm trash and like Robot Girls, but I'm also slightly more skewed because I started reading some of the manga and I like the manga a lot.
Like the Clockwork Planet manga?
Yeah, but if it's just based off the anime, I'd definitely say Jing over it.
Yeah.
And then the Jing OVA over the regular season.
OVA. Yeah, the OVA was very good.
Yeah, I enjoyed the OVA a lot.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put that as Jing OVA.
Yeah.
Alright, look at this wonderful font text. It's so easy to read.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. Okay. Centaur's Life and Dream Eater Mary. Where do we want to put them in here?
Oh, I would think Dream Eater Mary would go between the two Jings.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have to put Centaur's Life at the bottom under Clockwork Planet for me personally. I like Centaur's Life, but it's again one I'm kind of ruined by knowing some of the manga. But the manga is so much better than the anime versus Clockwork Planet, where it's like the manga slightly elevates and is better. Like, so I just knowing Centaur's Life is worse of an adaptation. It could have been so much better. Just makes me feel worse about it. But do you think it's worse or better than Clockwork?
That's actually a tough call. I might put Clockwork a little bit past it. Because, like, Clockwork, it's just more of a thing I would be into with all the cool action. In Centaur's Life, it's much more slice of life, and that's a genre that I'm not super into and I'm pretty picky with.
Yeah, and one of the problems with Centaur's Life is there's supposed to be all this weird political undertone stuff in it, which they really didn't do well in the anime, I think.
Yeah, like, I remember there was like a couple small moments, but it was mostly not there.
Yeah, is either the subtle stuff was just cut out, or is just really ham-fisted, like the entire, like, World War II episode, the concentration camp episode, like it was just so ham-fisted, it was like...
God. Yeah. So, and the OVA for season 2 that we did was the Garukawa.
I actually really like Garukawa.
Yeah, it was good.
I kind of want to put it between Jing and Dream Eater. The regular Jing.
Yeah.
Dream Eater.
Oh, it's like the number 3 spot.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah, I think I agree with that.
Okay. Because I could see an argument for Jing over it, but I just feel like Jing had a few episodes that were a little not great.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, Garukawa was pretty fun. I think if it had a slightly longer runtime to do more with it, it could have been better than the Dream Eater Mary adaptation.
Oh, yeah.
But some of it was a little rushed and squished. I really want to buy the physical copy, but it's Pony Canyon, so it's expensive as fuck. And last time I was buying during a Right Stuff sale, it did not go on sale, so I didn't buy it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we have 3 that can all compete for like the top spot, I think.
Yeah.
All right, we got Haibane Renmei.
Yeah.
If we're gonna add them in one at a time, I'm just gonna immediately put Haibane at the top for now.
Oh yeah, it's a strong number 1.
Yeah, but I also really like Matoi.
Matoi was good. I would put Matoi between Jing and Mary.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Uh,
Just because of
yeah,
the fan service, actually, if not for
yeah,
that, I would maybe put it up above the Jing OVA. But
hmm yeah.
yeah,
Matoi was cool, but it had a couple small issues that just knock it down.
yeah. Alright. Uh,
Then Sorcery in the Big City,
I also
the
really
weird
enjoyed that.
Christmas thing.
I
That was
really
fun.
enjoyed. It was a ton of fun.
It
Oh,
was.
where do we want to put it? Oh,
I think I'm feeling somewhere around Mary, either above or below it. I'm not sure though.
I kind of wish we had just done all the regular series first, then the OVAs, or just done them separate, because it's so hard with OVAs in some
Yeah,
cases.
it is. Hmm.
I think I liked it a
Um,
bit more than Dream Eater Mary.
yeah,
But
yeah,
but I
mm,
liked it almost the same as Garukawa, which is really weird
yeah.
because I do think Dream Eater Mary is better than Garukawa. But when I start adding this into it, I'm like, maybe Garukawa is better than Dream Eater Mary because I like it's like this like little triangle that flips itself
hmm
around on itself. I think they're all
Yeah,
pretty close.
yeah, they are. But once you've put it in the list, it's impossible to change. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Unless if we remember something, I'll put it above Dream Eater for now, if you're okay with that,
okay,
because
yeah,
that was like probably one of our best seasons. We had like
yeah.
nothing but good things, and I'm never gonna get to talk about Studio Sans again, so I need
Right.
it up there while I can.
hmm
So next up, Gunslinger Girl and Shaika.
Yeah. Ooh, that was a season.
Oh,
Mm. So I know I like Gunslinger Girl more than you, but even I can admit that it was not a great show. So that would be,
I'd put it under Jing,
I
but
don't know.
above Clockwork.
Yeah, probably. Because I
Yeah.
think like Clockwork is like an actually bad show, whereas Gunslinger Girl is just like not outright bad. It's just depressing
It
and
could have done better. It could have done more.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
It could have done better
I
with
mean,
what it had.
Clockwork Planet could have too and does in its other
Yeah,
adaptations, but I'm
yeah.
see again. I it's my inherent bias that these cute robot girls, especially one that's
hmm
like, I'm your slave because I'm fucking trash. That I'm going to like
Yeah.
Clockwork Planet, but I can at least objectively look at it and say we had that beach episode and
Oh
I
God.
wanted to stop the podcast in the first season because of it. Like,
Oh.
oh, we didn't put the shows we dropped to put them at the bottom.
Oh God. I don't even remember. The only one I remember
Chemical
was
DX. We'll just
yeah. That
drop
was
that in the bottom right here.
yeah.
I don't remember. There was another one we dropped, I think.
There was something we watched one episode of.
God,
Oh,
what
there
was
was that what was that show? It's about the girls protecting part of Tokyo, Harajuku, I think.
Oh,
I don't remember what that
Urahara.
was. Oh, that's it.
Which I awkwardly think was still a decent show. It just wasn't great for our podcast.
Yeah.
That's my issue with it. Like, I think it would have actually been because I watched a few more episodes and it was fun and
Mhm.
colorful and cute in its own way. It just wasn't a amazing podcast show because it felt like it was probably skewing to a younger audience a bit.
Yeah. True.
Um, I'd I'd maybe put that above Clockwork Planet, even though we didn't
Really?
finish it. See, Clockwork Planet pretended to be good for a few episodes, and by then we couldn't quit.
Yeah.
Urahara, where like it's decent, but it's just
hmm
not great for a podcast, which is different, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Like I wasn't super into Urahara, but it has a really cool style to it. I love how that show looks.
Yeah, and I think it gets better as it goes on, unlike Clockwork Planet that just got worse. We didn't
Oh yeah.
finish it, but out of honor for the fact that it's not as bad as that other trash, we'll put it in there. Chemical
Yeah.
DX had those like racist jokes right off the get go and weird stuff, so
Yeah.
it's just at the bottom. Weird
Yeah.
2000s stuff.
Oof. Yeah. So then Chaika, the Coffin Princess.
Chaika.
We'd add her to this list.
Ah, this is
Hmm.
hard.
I think Chaika ends up somewhere in the middle, like around Garcoa, maybe. So that was
I
Chaika was
almost want.
good.
It was good, but also. Yeah, I'd put it. Ooh.
Mm.
I think I'd put it under Garukawa.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Just because of some of the anime original stuff that they end up using, that they then use the actual, like or like light novel stuff, and it just repeated some of the same story beats,
Oh.
but in worse ways. Like with the fake,
Oh yeah,
they
that
they
stuff.
just did that twice in a row right at the end. Except one wasn't as good as the other, and it was kind of awkward because of it.
Yeah. So yeah. And then after that we had the Matoi OVA.
I didn't like it as much as the show. I'll say that.
Yeah, I don't remember much of it, but I remember
It,
not particularly liking it.
well, it had the like Ghostbusters parody, which was fun, but then they just kept
Hmm.
shitting on Matoi over and over again. It's like her life sucks now, and it's like that's it's not really
Yeah.
funny. It doesn't really do anything for me.
Yeah.
The parody was fine, but the rest was
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't really like it. So now we have the issue of figuring out where to put it.
I would put it under Gunslinger Girl
Under Gunslinger Girl,
because
above Urahara.
yeah, that's where I
Yeah,
would put it.
we still had some fun with it, even if it wasn't the greatest,
Hmm.
and did not. I think part of why it was so upsetting as bad
Hmm.
was because it just wasn't as good as the show, not even close to as good.
Yeah.
And
It
I was
was like,
also really upset there was no Floor.
oh yeah. Oh, poor Floor.
Floor deserves better. I need to
Oh,
write those fan fiction already.
yeah,
One day.
someday. Yeah. So we're halfway there on to season 5.
I'm putting
We had,
Key the Mill Idol at the bottom.
oh really?
No,
Wow.
no, I just that end pissed me off so
Oh
much.
god, what an awful
It
ending.
just yeah, like that ending made me like actually angry. Like I felt
Yeah.
like a primal rage when they killed her off, and it's like
Yeah.
now you need to sing for all the guys who've taken advantage of you. It's like what the fuck is this? Let them die.
Oh god.
Uh,
Oh
it
yeah.
was so good up till then too, and then I was just like I can't do this. It's like that
Hmm.
one part just ruined so much of a good thing.
Yeah. God, that was a terrible ending.
I'd maybe put it around Jing and Gunslinger Girl somewhere in there.
How about below Gunslinger?
Alright, above
Between
Matoy.
yeah.
Alright.
I was thinking you were gonna put that one lower, honestly. But I guess there was enough like good stuff before the
Yeah,
ending.
like
And
and
it's like
like
still cool.
the animation was great. There's a ton of really cool concepts. It's just that
Hmm.
ending ruined. Like if it had a better ending, I'd probably have it up with like Haibane Renmei and Jing OVA
Wow.
because I really liked it up until that end.
Yeah.
The end was atrocious. Uh, this is such a weird list.
It is. I love it. It's great.
The Jing OVA just like carrying itself through from season
Yeah.
one. It's still up there, and then like in between three shows from one season,
Yeah.
which is like our best season.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Dream Eater Mary stayed as high as it has. We've
Mm.
watched nothing good since our first early seasons. We're scraping the barrel.
Oh.
Although we do have Megalobox, which is pretty good.
Oh, Bingo Box is very good.
Mm, where do we want to put
Mm.
Megalobox?
I think that one is near the top. Maybe around Sorcerer in the Big City or Dream Eater Mary, somewhere around there. Is what I'm
Yeah,
thinking.
I'd put it above Dream Eater Mary, I think for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about Sorcery though. It's
Mm.
hard to tell because like Megalobox is a really good season and show,
Hmm.
but I really liked Sorcery. But like Sorcery is
Yeah.
just so much dumb fun.
Yeah. Like Sorcerer really benefits from it being this like really small, tight thing, and
Yeah, yeah.
so.
And like
Mm.
Matoy there is like so high despite its faults. It's like it could have been
Hmm.
amazing,
Yeah.
but just barely didn't. Yeah, I'd put it above Dream Eater Mary, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Alright. We watched one thing that was decent. Then we have Alderman.
No, we have Dragon Dentist.
Oh
That was the
right,
OVA
no
for
Dragon
season
Dragon
5.
Dentist. I want to put right under Haibane Renmei.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good.
I love Dragon Dentist. That was such a
It's
good
really, yeah.
movie. It was
Yeah.
so cool, and I still need to get a physical copy. Uh,
Mm. Like, if this were a personal list for me, I would probably have it just below Jing OVA, but
Mm,
that's just mostly out of nostalgia for Jing and how
that's
that
fair.
OVA was like the best part of that manga.
That
So yeah,
OVA was like amazingly good. Like
yeah,
it had
it
some
was extremely
really,
good.
really cool concepts and some like dark shit in it,
Yeah,
which really surprised me after watching this season, like the show. I was like, this is what the whole show could have been. Holy shit!
yeah. Oh, so good.
Yeah, I could see an argument for either one. I just
Hmm. Yeah,
I feel like Dragon Dentist did some more unique stuff, which is kind of why I want to push it farther above.
yeah, definitely.
Uh,
I'm with you there.
yeah. So yeah, now we have
Yeah,
Alderman.
yeah, Alderman. That show.
Alderman. See, the funniest thing
Oh,
is the most fun we got out of Alderman was reading spoilers at the end and how absurd it gets and trying to figure out how the fuck it
God.
gets there.
Yeah.
Like the one girl being like some sleeper agent sadist assassin.
God, that
It's like
was
I want it.
bizarre.
That's the one thing that makes me want to read the light novels, but they're not
Oh,
translated. I'm like, come on.
I think I think the novel's not being translated is like a blessing in disguise, honestly.
It would probably be awful, but I just wanted to know what's going on with her. And
Yeah.
the fact that someone edited the wiki to just say, like, there is, like, 5 people married to the main guy, it's like, that's alright, right?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh,
then the actual show itself was, like, painful. Like, they introduce
yeah.
Kana, I'm like, they're killing her off for man pain.
Oh,
And then they
God.
introduce, what's her name, the leader of the other people, and I was like, he's cutting
Oh,
his
yeah.
finger off for her. Like, it was like,
Oh,
it was awkwardly hair mystic at times.
yeah. God, that main dude, whatever his name was, is just the worst.
I want to put it
Oh,
under Clockwork Planet. I want to put it under Centaur's Life. I want to put it at the bottom, just above
yeah. Okay.
Chemico. You okay with that?
Yeah, sure.
It also
Centaur's life
sucked
was
because it
enjoyable.
like it ended in such an awkward place where it's like this is
Oh,
the end of
yeah.
the season. Like there was just so much stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. And our other show from season 6, Wish Upon the Pleiades.
which was so good until the end, where
Yeah.
it just was like, if not for the Yuri bait, it could have been great. I'd maybe
Yeah.
put around Key.
I was thinking between Key and Gunslinger.
That's fair, because
Yeah.
I feel like both of those series, or all three of
Hmm.
these series now, had the same issue where it's like it started off good and interesting, and then just the ending kind of fell apart.
Hmm. Mm. So, season 7, Juosei. That
Uh,
was a show.
I'm putting that under Alderman.
Oh, Under Alderman. Okay.
You okay with that? Under or
Uh,
above? Under or above?
mm. Oh, that's
I'll
tough.
leave this up to you.
Well, that's real tough. I don't know, cause like Alderman's main protagonist is just insufferable. Like, I think, but Juosei is just kind of trash from front to back. Oh, yeah. You know what?
That-
It goes. It's Under Alderman.
Okay, I was about to say if our biggest problem with Alderman is
Uh-huh.
all the female characters being shittily written for the main character who's written shittily, Juosei has
Yeah.
that same problem plus like 10 more. Like
Yeah. It's a good point.
oh god. And then Nobunaga, which I'm going to have to say has to go somewhere around Key to Jing because those are all the ones that started off great and then
Yeah.
ended like shit.
Yeah. I would put.
Although I actually felt the ending was really strong in it, except for the very final part with her and what's his name. So
Oh
I
yeah.
think it's one of the stronger of the ones that ended poorly.
Mm-hmm. I think so too.
I'd put her around Jing, but I don't know if I'd put her above or below.
I think I would put it. Mm, I want to say below Jing, but that might just be nostalgia for the manga.
Jing had some really awkward points in the middle of the season, is what I'm thinking of. Because, like, like, the next three under it, I could make an
Mhm.
argument for any of them to be above Jing.
Yeah.
Like, I think all four of those could make a strong argument to be in any spot, but I think Nobunaga is stronger than the other three for sure, which is why it makes it. They can
Definitely.
argue with Jing, but I don't think they can argue with Nobunaga, which is kind of why I want to put her above, you know?
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I'm with you
Yeah.
there.
Because Nobunaga had a really neat uh, idea behind it. It had super cool artwork in a lot of the episodes. Some of the plot stuff was super fun. Like some of this, even the standalone filler episodes, like the one that was like similar to The Thing, kind of homage, was a ton of fun,
Yeah.
but really weird. And like,
Hmm.
I had a ton of fun with that series, if not for the weird Adam thing.
Yeah. It was like
Like
there
all.
was the weird stuff with Adam, and then there was like a lot of weird fan service in it.
Oh
But other
yeah,
than
yeah.
that, it's actually pretty good.
The yeah,
The
yeah.
old dude always taking pictures of her. That was
And all the
creepy.
girls who were like, "I'm gonna kiss you without permission." Yeah, there was
Oh,
that too.
yeah,
But Lemon,
yeah. Oh,
Lemon,
lemon.
Lemon is what puts it above Jane. Just Lemon,
Yeah, yeah.
lemons.
Oh. Yeah, the Lemon Protection Squad is logged on.
Yeah, so Black Magic M66.
Mm. That thing was cool. I don't know if it was good, but it was cool.
No, it was cool and it had some good stuff to it. I was a bit sad with the ending where it's like, she saved me, and then they never spoke again. Like that was
Yeah.
really weird to me, but
Yeah.
I did really like that.
Yeah.
I'd maybe put her around Garukawa, but not sure if above or below. I feel like I have similar
Mm,
feelings between the two.
yeah. I would put it just above Garakoa
Okay.
because I just like that old school style of Black Magic
That's
better.
fair. That's fair. It has a
Yeah.
really, really cool style you don't get to see much anymore.
Yeah.
I really like Garukawa's style too, though. It's one of those ones where
Yeah.
it's like I could see a definite argument for either. I like them in the
Yeah.
exact same ways. I think they had really cool, uh, interesting ideas and premises and plots, and they played out decently.
Hmm.
They're both ones I feel like could be interesting if they had more time.
Yeah.
But I would give a tiny bit more to Black Magic. I felt like there was
Hmm.
Gorokawa. I feel like had a bit more character depth in general, but I feel like Black Magic M66 kind of got a point the
Hmm.
got across the point of its character's actions a bit more, right? Like you felt a
Yeah.
bit more, kind of like their actions told more about their character. Where Garukawa, they had to actually like develop their character to show it, whereas Black Magic just had to like show their actions to show it, which I think the
Hmm.
show don't tell aspect there I think puts it a bit above.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. I think that makes sense.
Alright.
And that brings us to season 8.
Children of the Whales.
Mm. That was a show.
A show that made me very sad because the manga's fantastic.
Yeah. I think this goes in the cool idea with a bad ending block.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I feel like it wasn't so much the ending that was bad, it was just
Kind of the pacing all throughout.
yeah, the pacing was bad, and I feel like it just it doesn't work as just like 12 episodes. I think it needs to be one
Yeah.
full series or nothing. And I
Yeah.
don't think it's ever getting a second season to actually like make it feel like that. So,
No, not at this point.
yeah. Maybe
Mhm.
we're wrong, but I feel like it's like similar to my reason for not liking Centaur's Life as much. Is just the manga's so much better.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So yeah,
fair.
where in there do we want to put it though?
Oh, I'm somewhere around Clockwork Planet, maybe? Or Ahara, around there.
I want to put it above the Matoi OVA.
Yeah? Okay, I can see that.
Because there's parts of the Matoi OVA that made me actively angry.
Yeah.
Not so much with not so much
The
with this.
whales.
And I
Yeah.
had a ton of fun with like the juggalos and stuff.
Yeah. There's fun to be had with Children of the Whales.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun, and I think if you kind of turn yourself off a bit more for it, it's a bit more fun too. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
Alright, so next up,
Akka.
Akka. Oh, I really liked it until that.
Oh, yeah.
Even the end
It's
I
like-
liked, just not the villain. Like, that's it, is I just
Yeah.
didn't like the villain.
yeah, it's like up until you get to the last like 2 or 3 episodes, I would say Akka would be a strong contender for like number 1 or 2. But then, yeah, the reveal of the villains is like it knocks it down a bit.
I'd maybe
I'm
put
not
on a
sure how much.
Megalobox.
I was just thinking that actually.
Yeah, because I feel like that just, it feels so painfully cliche.
Hmm.
Whereas Megalobox was cliche all the way through, but it still felt fun through it. It wasn't like
Hmm.
racistly cliche, so it's like,
Yeah.
mm, Akka, yay.
Hmm.
Okay, so 5 numbers in Asylum Session. I'm putting Asylum Session under Chemico DX.
Yeah, because you didn't even finish that one.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't finish Chemico DX either, but
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that was 5 numbers, which that's a tough one. It was cool, but it needed more. Hmm.
I'd put her above the Matoy OVA maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah,
think that's good. Looking at the stuff above that, it's not going to compete with much of that.
yeah, but yeah, we actually watched
Yeah.
some pretty decent and fun stuff.
Hmm.
Uh, 5 numbers. Alright, so that's actually all the stuff we watched. So all we have
Yeah.
is Maoyu and Sirius, and where we predict them to go.
Yeah.
And I want a way where we can both like write this down without the other person seeing it.
Yeah.
Where we'd think it go, but we can't really do that. So, because it'd be interesting
Yeah.
to see each other's without them like influenced all by the other.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Alright, so, because it also
I
feels
mean,
like if you don't like it, you're shitting on the other person's thing, or if you really like it, you're like, and the other person's like down on their choice. It's like, it's
yeah.
awkward.
I mean, I have pretty good ideas of where I would put both of these.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Just off the first episode,
Uh-huh.
I'd put Maoyu right above Alderman.
Oh, that's a little high for me.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
high for you.
Yeah.
Oh
I was
my god.
thinking I was looking more like between Juose and Chemical DX.
Oh
Oh,
god.
so it's a little high, but yeah. I don't
Uh,
know, maybe I'm exaggerating a little because it's a fresh wound, but you know.
yeah. See, I felt like it was like Alderman,
Hmm.
but with a slightly more interesting premise.
Yeah.
That's what it felt to me. I'm like, in like 2013 when this came out, this might have been fresh and new, but in this day, it's not.
Yeah.
And I did feel like there was some comedy in it that is kind of fun, like the
Mm.
horns. The
Oh
stupid
yeah.
horns, I saw those lines on her head the whole time, and I was like, I had as a note, I was gonna bring it up, as like, I'm certain she's not actually a person, this is actually secretly an isekai, she's a human, just like, in this world, because she mentions like, oh, you don't have economics in your world, or whatever, and then it's just
Hmm.
like, no, she just takes them the fuck off at the end of the episode, and that whole thing's ruined. We're like, what? Like, there
Yeah.
was some stuff like that, and like, I actually kind of enjoyed her with the stupid body pillow where she's just a fucking idiot, like,
Hmm.
but, yeah, there's so much focus on her breath. The first
Yeah.
episode, and there's, actually, no, I can see why you'd put it under Jose.
Yeah.
Oh, that one's
Mm.
hard. Yeah, that, I'm scared for this one. Do we give it
Yeah.
another, well, we'll talk about it a bit more, we'll get into it more.
Yeah. I don't
Okay.
think we need to rank these two since it's ranking the first episode versus complete things.
Yeah,
But,
it's just like where we think it might
this-
be, which is scary.
Yeah. Yeah.
Seriously, Jaeger, I think it might be high.
Me too.
Right now,
it's
I
a
have it
strong
pretty
start.
high. Like,
Yeah.
I have it up in the Aka to Haibane area, like somewhere in there.
Definitely.
Maybe,
Definitely in
maybe
that top
Dream Meter
7 or
married to
so.
them. Yeah, like that area.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right now, first episode
Mm.
only. Oh,
That was a good episode.
it was.
I was like, if I had to place it in a specific spot, I'd probably go between Sorcery and Megalobox.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
I could easily see it moving up from there.
yeah, I would agree with that right now, just off the first episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm a sucker for vampires too, but
Oh, me too.
I mean, I'm a sucker for robot girls too, trashy robot girls, and they're at the bottom, so
yeah.
it's
but
it's
that show
not
is also
just
bad,
based
so.
off my biases.
Yeah.
Trust me. But yeah, so that's our current list for all the
Yeah.
stuff we've watched the past
The
2 years.
top.
Look
That's
at that
the
all.
top 26 anime ever. That's what that list is.
Yes, Asylum Session. Better than every other anime besides these 25
Yep.
above it.
Yep.
Oh
Asylum
god.
Session better than Evangelion.
Oh god. Them's fighting words. You're gonna bring down a whole community on us.
Bring it on.
I
Any
don't
taken.
I don't want to deal with that kind of fighting. I don't want to deal with that. Let's calm down a bit there. Ooh. You're scaring me.
Yeah. So, yeah. Well, let's move on before the Evangelion fans get here and tear us apart. So yeah.
Or the One Piece fans. Cough cough.
Oh god, them too.
I have to say, if there's any fandom that's like gone after me more than any others, it's One Piece. You mention one thing bad about it, and there's like a brigade of them. It's awful.
Oh no.
It's like, and I know from experience because I mentioned the transphobic parts, and it's like, hi, yes, I know you're trans, but I am random cis white male. It's okay.
Yeah.
Trans people like being called like trannies and stuff. It's like that's not how it works. And it's like I am from Germany. It is normal. It's like that's a bad translation right there. Jesus.
Yeah.
It's surprising how much you get that, but that's anime for you. Nowadays they try to be more politically correct and just call trans people traps all the time, even when they say not to. It's not better. It's really not better.
Yeah.
Save that list. No, I don't really need to.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's our list.
Yeah. So yeah, that was fun. Yeah, on to book clubs. So we already kind of started talking about them a little bit. How about we start with Maoyu so we can end on a positive note later?
Yeah, because we started talking about Maoyu.
Yeah.
So, yikes.
Yikes.
It was pretty.
Yeah, kind of.
To be positive, a lot of the backgrounds are very pretty.
Yeah. It kind of reminded me of like a similar style to Children of the Whales, where you have these like anime characters against this background with like a filter effect on it.
Yeah, it's
that
like,
makes it look like it has this weird texture to it.
Oh, it was almost like watercolors with a filter on it, so it's like double watercolored or whatever you would want to call it.
I think it didn't work as well in this show as it did in Children of the Whales, but it still gives it a unique look.
Yeah. There's some awkward crowd scenes with some people who are 2D and some people who are random 3D who couldn't move their models well and looked like they were stolen from... Like, it looked like the Berserk characters were, like, wandering through the scene. In some of the Human City shots, it was kind of painful.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then, the animation was pretty. They really nailed those boob jiggle physics.
Yeah, it was like a Dead or Alive game up in here.
I was about to say, I wonder if they borrowed their engine. God.
Oh, yeah, that was a lot.
Oh man, it was. I have never felt like one of these shitty self-insert knockoff Kirito characters. I actually related for once when the boobs kept shoving in my face. They was like, "Please stop!" I'm like, "Yes, please stop." It's the only time I've ever related to one of these characters.
Wow. Yeah. Oh. It was like, God, I don't even know where to begin with this. I have a bunch of notes on why this is bad. But yeah, it was like, I remember there was this one shot where I don't even remember what the context was, but it cut to the hero's like mage friends.
Oh yeah, the ones he left behind, and it's basically his harem he's just ran away from.
Yeah. And I was like, oh no, is this show going to secretly actually be a harem show?
Oh, it's
like,
definitely going to be a harem. They're all going to come because there's also that female warrior who's like, I can't believe you ran away. They're going to come to try to like challenge her to be like, where the fuck is he? And she's going to be like, I married him. And they're going to be like, no, fuck that.
Yeah. Oh, God.
We're going to find a loophole to annul your marriage. Or something.
Yeah.
I feel like the concept is neat, but it definitely doesn't actually push it. The idea that war is good because it's doing so many good things to these countries is like, it's like humanity's not producing enough food for people to live. They'll starve if they stop. If they're not producing enough food as they like right now, a war's not gonna fix that. You're just gonna have war and a famine instead of just a
Yeah.
famine. Like, it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, but there won't be a bunch of soldiers who don't know how to do anything but soldier or pillaging. It's like, I guess, but like,
Yeah.
they're just pillaging each other and the other countries. Like, you're just pillaging the demons and vice versa.
Hmm.
Like,
And like maybe the weirdest part of this whole concept is that like from what I understood of this episode, her idea is like, all this war is perpetual. It's beneficial for both sides to keep going. So we're just gonna leave.
yeah, yeah, she,
And like
well,
that's
she
her whole
says,
plan.
like,
It is.
I need to find a good place to end and you'll come with me. But it's like, okay, cool, how do we do that? It's like, you and me are gonna go to the other side. We're gonna go where we can't go before. It's like, wait, what? That,
Yeah. Yeah. Like
how does that fix
what?
it? Yeah, it's
Yeah. Like
nonsense.
I was expecting this show, like for just judging from the synopsis, I thought it was going to be like these two are going to travel and try and find a way to like solve the world's problems and fix this war, and it doesn't like they didn't make it sound like that was what they're going to do at all.
Oh, I think the next episode thing showed it kind of them, like, traveling in the
Hmm.
human world, him and her just, like, trying to figure out which is gonna
Hmm.
be where the mages find out, like, so you did run away. It's like, no, I'm trying to cure, starvation with farming. I'm learning about economics, like,
Hmm.
it's like, yes, these two people will figure out more than all the human kings. I guess they're greedy,
Yeah.
so. I
Yeah.
don't know. It felt really preachy in a bad way because it's like humanity will be destroyed if we don't, or these two
Hmm.
places will take over and make the others their slaves. It's like, well, first off, I mean, if you look at our human history,
Hmm.
we had like that giant depression after World War I. Didn't
Yeah.
destroy us. I mean, it kind of did with World War II, but then we had another dip after World War II. But
Hmm.
things got better. Like, yes, things are gonna go fucking awful when you end the war, but then it rebuilds after that. You just have to give it time. Like, there's
Hmm.
nothing that's gonna give you immediate results, and try and find something that's immediate. It's
Hmm.
just gonna prolong the suffering and pain instead.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is
Like.
let it fucking end so people can focus on fixing the problems instead of killing each other.
Hmm. And like the thing is like in her plan, she's basically saying that she's going to just like give up the throne because she's saying like, oh, there's going to be like a power struggle basically as people try and take over to lead the demons, and she just won't be the leader anymore. But it's like, no, you're the leader, you're the demon king. It's like you are in a position of power to actually try and fix things, and you're just going to give that up, and like you're not going to have that much power anymore if you do that. And like it seems so backwards. Like her logic feels so backwards.
Yeah, like
Oh,
the whole concept of a political intrigue, like look into what a demon and human kingdom war would be like,
hmm,
and then suddenly it just being like, ha, no. It's like with it being like thinly veiled looks at racism. It's like,
yeah,
well, why do you kill demons? Well, they're evil. It's like, who said that? Oh, it's like it was so preachy and painful. And it's like,
yeah,
didn't at the very beginning they say humans invaded a demon point,
yeah.
and
That
that's why
was
demons invaded back, and yet he's going, well, you guys started it. I'm so glad she
yeah,
didn't go, well, actually, you guys did, so fuck you. Because that's what I expected, because that's what it played up to.
hmm,
It's just, oh, well, humans told me this, so I believe it. And it's like, yeah, good for you, fucking buddy, you dumb like, he's
yeah,
such a terrible, he just instantly blindly believes what she says after
hmm,
instantly believing what he'd been told before. Like, I could go up to him and tell him fucking frogs can fly and he'd believe it. Like,
yeah,
he's such a bland, dumb protagonist. And she's like, right from the get go, I love you, be mine. It's like, what? And
mm,
he's like,
yeah,
I have a body pillow of you. I'm betting it's gonna do some twist where it's like, oh, she's secretly from another world. This is an isekai and this is a show, and she liked the protagonist in the show, and she's doing all this to get with him. I would not be surprised if that was what happened.
I
based
would be
on
surprised
some of the
because that
lines.
sounds like a pretty clever ending, and I don't think the show is capable of that.
Yeah, but that's what okay, that's what it should be then, because it's like
Yeah.
some of the dialogue, like you don't have economics yet, and so like how does she know what he looks like and is in love with him already when it's
Yeah.
just like four people traveling to have a body
Hmm.
pillow and I'd be in love? Like those horns are fake. Maybe she has contacts. Who knows? I'm
Yeah.
called the Ruby Eyes. It's like yeah, those are contacts for sure. Like that's my immediate paranoia of if this was a good show, but.
Yeah. So yeah, probably my biggest issue with this show though is that it's like tonally so different from what I was expecting. Like I was expecting not the most serious thing in the world, but like I was expecting this to be like a kind of examination of war and what
I,
like the war's effects on the thing. And like this first episode made me think like, oh, this feels like it's gonna be more of like this silly rom-com adventure
it's
if they're
like
just traveling around looking at stuff.
it's like a harem gag show where I thought it would
Yeah.
be an Alderaan knockoff. It was actually just an Alderaan if it was a harem gag show knockoff.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, Alderman is actually a pretty good touchstone for this. It's like that's what I was expecting it to be similar to.
yeah, yeah. I was hoping
Ugh.
it'd be a better Alderman. Instead, we got a worse, jokier Alderman. It's like what?
Yeah.
Well, shit.
Mm. So, so I was thinking, do we want to drop this for something else?
I know that's the scary thing, right? It's like we
Yeah.
can easily do it if we grab a 12 episode series,
Mm-hmm.
but what if it gets better? What
Mm.
if like do we just drop every show we think might not be good? But we also haven't
I
been
mean,
dropping shows, and that's where we got some painful stuff like Alderman
yeah.
and Chuose.
Yeah.
It's like, do we take that risk? We almost got stuck with Chemico DX, which,
Yeah.
to be fair, was another one that was sort of, it's kind of hard to talk about a gag series, which I put this in the
Mm-hmm.
same. Uh,
Yeah.
Chemico DX, at least there'd be stuff to talk about, because you'd be like, holy shit, did you see that racism? And what the fuck was that giant vacuum cleaner space thing? Like,
Yeah.
there was, it was bizarre enough. This just feels like it'd be like, us complaining about Alderman Take Two.
Yeah. So yeah, that's. I was looking at other shows to maybe replace this one because
Alright.
I'm just not feeling this show at all.
Give me what you're thinking of at least. Let's look
All
at
right.
them. Let's decide. This is a 7.41, which
Yeah.
tells me the anime community's taste is trash, but we knew that.
Yeah. I mean, Alderman was like a 7 something, wasn't it? So
Yeah.
I wouldn't trust another
One Piece
7.4.
is like a 9, so like,
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, Mal rating is not much to go on.
yeah.
But the show that I was looking at most recently was called Gun Parade March. Because I was like, man, we should watch the Mecha show.
I've heard of this. There's also Gun Parade Orchestra, and which
Oh,
I think comes after. But yeah, Gun Parade
alternative
March.
setting is what it says orchestra is.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah.
That's a movie.
This show sounds weird.
And that's a 24 episode series that has a 6 rating. Apparently, Orchestra is not as good as March.
Ah,
Alright,
well,
this looks
it's
somewhat
okay because
interesting.
March is the one. Yeah.
We do have to remember, whatever we choose, we have to lock in because of the amount of episodes we have for the season left. So,
Yeah. True.
you said you had a few, right?
Yeah, I looked
Okay,
at a couple
so
other things.
Gun Parade March.
If I can.
There's some cute girls. There's some mecha.
Yeah.
I can probably get behind that.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Oh God. Oh, there was, I wish we could have done it, but there was some Idol Master Xenoguacia, which is Idol Master but Max. But
Yes!
unfortunately, it's 26 episodes. So
Two
that would be-
episodes a week. Oh wait, no, 26.
Yeah.
Damn it. Because
yeah,
that would be
so that
13
be-
still.
Yeah, that would be
I've-
tough to get in.
I've wanted to watch this for a while.
Yeah.
Oh.
Someday I'm gonna watch that show.
What?
It seems ridiculous and terrible.
Maybe next season.
Maybe.
We just do 2 a week. There's like the one girl
Yeah.
in the center who's the penguin. Look at
Yeah.
her. I love it.
It's very silly.
I have to believe that's a like Evangelion reference, like joke.
Probably. It has to be.
It has to be.
Yeah. One of the other actual shows was Something I think I've mentioned in the past was Gargantia on the
Mm.
Verder's planet.
Yeah, yeah.
It's some weird sci-fi thing. I don't know. It looks weird, maybe kind of good.
I've looked at watching it before because it has a Weiss set actually.
Oh, nice.
So I know of its existence. This looks neat as well. Um,
Yeah.
those were that was both of them.
Oh, there was also the last thing I was looking at was Blue Drop.
Hmm.
It's technically 13 episodes, so it'd be a little hard to fit in.
Gargantia is also 13 episodes.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we usually do 13 episode seasons,
Yeah,
so.
but we've already done this one episode. Is the issue, right?
True. Yeah.
Uh, I mean, we could just mix two episodes into one,
I mean,
like two
that's what I was
episode
thinking of.
finale, or
Like,
one and two
I
tomorrow.
was thinking, yeah, next week do
Next week.
episodes 1 and 2, because then we would keep all the episode numbers even. You know,
Or we could
keep
also
episode
just
1
do
and
the one with 12 episodes.
true. That's true. Yeah. Parade March is kind of the one I was leaning towards, because I don't know, I kind of like that I've like never heard of it before.
I
And
have,
like,
because I know a lot of people like mecha, but it's neat because like the early 2000s there was a lot of mecha shows, but you didn't hear about any of them because of Gundam Seed.
yeah.
So it's interesting to try to see some of the other stuff that came out then, because there was like also Fafner, there's the one Strain, Eureka 7 was the other one that actually got big, so you didn't really hear much over Eureka 7 and Seed, but it's like a pretty good time for mecha. Like Fafner has a ton of seasons and people love it. Um,
Yeah.
I haven't watched Strain yet, even though I own a glorious 240p. But yeah, there was some good mecha around that time, so maybe,
Yeah.
maybe.
So yeah, between those three shows, do you have any hot thoughts on these? Or should we just go with
Oh,
Gun
wait, the
Parade?
synopsis. It began in 1945 at the end of the
Yeah.
Pacific War. Alien invaders filled the Earth's skies.
Yeah.
End of World
That's
War II.
yeah.
Aliens. Okay, interesting. I'm down
So
for that.
yeah, I should have a theory about that because like a lot of mecha stuff, right? Old Gundam, it's
Hmm.
very much like based on like Japan and like nuclear weaponry, right? Of
Well,
like
yeah, a lot of it
of
is like.
like these giant robots are terrible weapons, the weapons of mass
Mhm.
destruction that we actually shouldn't have. And so in
It's like.
in this timeline, it's like, oh, the World War II ended early because of the aliens, and so those weapons were never used.
Mhm.
And so it kind of makes sense that humanity would then go on to build giant robots because they didn't realize how terrible they are.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, no, it's like a lot
Yeah.
of them. It's like war is actually bad, and it like focuses a lot on like the civilian damage of war, which is why there's so many
Hmm.
civilian pilots as main characters in their shows. People who just
Yeah.
get wrapped up and pulled into it. Um, it's like always been one of the biggest things with mech and stuff,
Hmm.
especially Gundam, and it's always pretty interesting and good.
Hmm.
And yeah, like Japan, I don't think any other country does stories about like nuclear fallout and like
Hmm.
the horrors of nuclear war like Japan does, because they lived with it. Like this is a
Yeah.
generation that's grown up after. And then with their recent meltdown, they're still living with it. I'd maybe give some credence
Hmm.
to like if Ukraine has some stories, I don't know. Maybe they have some really good dramas
Mm.
about it because of Chernobyl and that, but yeah,
Yeah.
they're not easy to find Ukrainian shows and stuff, and I don't know if they
Hmm.
have made anything. They haven't made like animated
Yeah.
stuff, of course, about it. But
I think they just make janky video games about it, like Stalker and
oh yeah, no,
Metrodome.
that's true. Yeah, Stalker. uh, oh, where
There's
was who did Metro 2033? Who wrote that? Is he Russian?
oh yeah, I
Yeah,
think he's Russian.
yeah, they do interest. They just write it really interesting. They do
Yeah.
really good, interesting stories about it too. But like those are the two countries that seem to
Hmm.
really do it the most because they're the ones who have like firsthand felt
Hmm.
the like the consequences.
Yeah. So yeah, that like a little bit of the timeline, that theory about it has me thinking that like maybe this will be a bit deeper than just a Wow Cool Robot show,
Mm-hmm.
but also Wow Cool Robot. I mean, that robot in the image has a big sword, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm down with Gun Parade March.
All right. Also, that's just a fun name to say.
Yeah.
Gun Parade March. It's silly and bad.
It's like it's a gun parade, and you're marching
Yeah.
to the Gun Parade Orchestra. Go watch the Gun Parade Orchestra.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, dropping Malu. Goodbye, Malu. I'm probably gonna watch a
Goodbye,
couple more episodes to see if it's actually bad.
Now we
So
actually can rank it.
yeah.
Because we
Now we
ranked the
can.
other ones we never finished, right?
Oh, true. Yeah.
Alright, now you. Right under. Do we want to put under or above Juosei?
Mm. Oh, it's tough.
Because it could potentially be better than Juosei for all we know.
It could, but we don't know that for sure. It's hard to say.
I'd say based just off of the first episode, there's at least one or two things I liked out of Maoyu, like the backgrounds and stuff, and two of the jokes made me laugh a bit.
Yeah. Okay.
So, just above.
So yeah. The new number 24. The 24th best anime ever made. Malu.
Asylum Sessions is only 27th now, I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's tragic.
Tragic. Oh man. He drew over the skyscrapers for us, and I can't even
Wow.
give a number one. Fuck, I learned nothing from it. Art is art, man.
Yeah. Okay, so on to our other book club show then.
Yeah.
Sirius the Jaeger.
Or as Mal has, serious.
Sirius. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's weird.
I'll maybe watch another episode of Mal U as well
Yeah.
for next week and just see how I feel about it.
Yeah.
If we're wrong about it, maybe we'll try show, but I doubt it. We'll see.
Yeah. That'll be our homework. So, yeah.
Serious. Ooh.
Sirius. This
Serious
is
is
good.
fun.
So almost immediately I had to pause the show because the main character, Yuli, is the same voice actor as Maggie from Akka. And I like heard the voice. I'm like, I know that voice. And I had to go double check. And sure enough, it's Maggie.
Oh my god, you're right.
Yeah. And at the very end, the like weird vampire guy shows at the like very end of the show. He has like one line. That's Nino from Akka.
Oh, actually, is this by the same studio? Yeah, it's PA Works. Yeah, it's same studio,
yeah.
I think, too.
Yeah.
Which
It
would
probably makes sense. There's a lot of overlap there.
explains the quality, too, because it's got somewhat of a similar style, too, of backgrounds and some points.
Yeah.
I think PA Works did Akka, right? Am I wrong?
Maybe.
I think I'm wrong,
have no
actually.
idea.
Yeah, they didn't do Akka, never mind.
Oh. Huh. Oh yeah, Akka was Madhouse.
Yeah. I didn't realize that was Madhouse.
Yeah,
Madhouse
yeah.
still makes anime? Wait. Wait a second. But yeah. My only complaint about this entire episode was Yuli's name and how it's spelled.
It's real weird.
Yeah. But no, it was neat.
Yeah.
The animation was super cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
And every time a vampire bared their teeth, it was like suddenly extremely detailed.
Yeah.
It was like weird, but I think it kind of worked. It's like, no, that is a weird thing. So
I like how monstrous they made it to really dehumanize them and show.
yeah,
Like especially for
really
the
good.
ones that like weren't the royal blood or whatever. Like that first scene where it shows them all and they're all just in their regular hats and stuff, and they all have all the expensive, like high class women who think they're there because they have a good date to some secret society.
Yeah.
That they all. I think that scene was really interesting. There's a bunch of men in power. Like it showed, except for the one woman who left. All basically men feasting and like, because this is like them making some deal thing while they're buying into Shanghai to then move to Japan, that they take this power off the backs of like the powerful women in the area. It's kind of like symbolic of that. And also a bit of if you really want to show people as monsters, right?
Yeah.
It's a bunch of men murdering women. That's like
That's a
there's
good
a
way to
more
do it.
like guttural physical reaction to that,
Mm-hmm.
and than a lot of others you could have. It feels a bit like not great too though, because it's like you're using women's pain in the real world to make this point,
Mm-hmm.
but it worked.
Yeah.
You can do it in ways that are far worse that like would make it a lot more tasteless. I don't think this was so much to that point.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was just using it specifically for like the fact that it would evoke those kind of emotions in people stronger
Yeah.
than otherwise, because they're trying to right out of the get go say like, yeah, this is fucked up. These people are all
Mm-hmm.
horrible. They're
Yeah. These
monsters.
vampires are bad. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, hello chat. Hello friends.
Hello.
We are talking about a good anime, unlike before.
Yeah. We're done talking about bad shows. On to the good one.
Yeah. For now, it's good.
For now.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. I really liked all the action in this episode. It was really well done. It was really good looking. Just good action sequences in this episode. Big fan of that. And I don't have a lot of notes on it because most of the time I was watching it, I was just like, wow, this is a really cool thing, and like was just so engrossed by it that I don't have a whole lot. But the one last thing I do have is that like it's such a cool setting
Mm-hmm.
that this like 20s or 30s Japan is like just not something you see really, or at least not something I've seen very much.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's such a weird point in time where like they were like Japan was opening up to westernization, and so it's this weird mix of traditional Japanese stuff and like Western influences, and it's such a unique setting that I just haven't seen often, and it's cool to finally get to see it some.
I think the only other place I've really seen it in anime is there's a bit
Hmm.
of it, kind of a bit of it, the ends of it in Joker game, because
Oh
that
yeah.
was like early 40s, so it's like the late end of the decade after
Hmm.
they're kind of like based in Shanghai, and it's more like it's interesting the comparisons between seeing this Shanghai here and then that Shanghai under Japanese rule.
Oh yeah.
Uh, yeah, but I speaking of the combat scenes,
Hmm.
I loved Yuli's weapon with the
Oh
two
yeah.
daggers at the sides. It allowed for some really unique and interesting sort of movement in the fights that
Hmm.
otherwise you wouldn't see so much in series.
Yeah.
I love the blood splatters. That was pretty great.
Oh yeah. That
the
was very
way
good.
the way they did that to cover his movements as well to make it seem more fluid.
Hmm.
And like anywhere where it might have been kind of awkward, they like when he's killing them, it's like blood splatter. Ha! Don't have to see like how like his little pick. Like, oh, that should get stuck in the vampire and not be able to get out. But they
Hmm.
blood splatter over and then have it pulled out, so they don't have to actually like animate the full sort of like detailed, gruesome cutting through of the body as
Hmm.
much if they splatter the
Yeah.
blood out and bring the blade out with it, which was a neat way to do that, I think.
Hmm.
I really like the woman with the claws, her
Oh
fighting
yeah.
too, just doing all the flips, chopping
Yeah.
people up with her nails.
It's very cool.
Yeah. And we got a few things of ideas. Yuli is
Mm-hmm.
he's a serious or the serious. I
Yeah.
don't know which is either, but we also have I forget his name, dude with the violin. He's hinted at.
Oh
He
yeah.
hints like, oh yeah, you can smell it like your dog or whatever. So I mean,
Hmm.
clearly, Yuli's a werewolf or something similar.
Hmm.
He's a serious,
Yeah.
which is going to be something similar to that. But
Yeah.
Philip was the one who said it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if when I read the synopsis of it, it does spoil the werewolf stuff, but
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like that's wouldn't be the biggest reveal anyway, but
Yeah,
it's
I mean they're
yeah.
hinting about episode 1, so it's
I yeah,
kind of easy to
I
draw
was
that conclusion.
I was kind of surprised that they didn't reveal that in the first episode, honestly. I don't know. I was kind of expecting like in the fight at the end, with the woman, he was going to like go full werewolf, but then like his eyes glowed, so you definitely know something is up. But they didn't totally show their hand with it. That
He's
was interesting.
serious. Well, it does say strength granted by his werewolf blood. He could be like half werewolf and just have some of their
Oh,
bonuses. Um,
that's true.
I'm expecting it to show next episode because he just got shot through the heart. They're gonna be like, how is he alive? It's like, oh, it's
Hmm.
his werewolf blood healing him or something. Like that's kind of
Yeah.
how I expect the reveal to go and how they'll handle the next part. But who knows? He might just wash away in the river and wash up somewhere
Hmm.
and do some story arc from there, which I think could be interesting as well.
Hmm.
I'm really
It could
curious
be.
about the vampires and their current like um, hierarchy system
Yeah.
because that seems
Mm,
interesting.
it
Why are
does.
some actual vampires and why are some like monsters that are just not right? Like,
Yeah, it's true.
mhm,
It's interesting.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm always curious about depictions of vampires because they can vary so wildly between different stories. So it's interesting to see like what the hierarchy is and how much of the like traditional lore do they stick with versus how much do they make up on their own. So far, it seemed from the little bits we've seen so far, it does seem pretty traditional vampire stuff. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
but
pretty
yeah, they're
pretty
like
traditional. Japan seems to like traditional vampires more than others.
yeah.
Creators. I'm trying to think of non-traditional vampires. I guess like the Blood series is pretty non-traditional.
Mm, maybe I'm not familiar with that. Yeah.
It's hard to tell.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's neat. Oh yeah, I did have like one other complaint.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I didn't really like the thing about Yuli and the flowers. I guess it tells us a bit about his
Oh,
character, but
yeah.
my real other complaint was Fallon. The way they like introduced that he was Irish just felt really ham-fisted.
Oh,
He's like,
yeah.
I'm so big, it's because I'm from Ireland or whatever. I forget
Yeah.
exactly how they did it, but it felt really awkward.
Yeah. It's like at some point he just yells that he's from Ireland or
Yeah.
something. It's like that's came out of nowhere, but okay.
Alrighty then.
Yeah. I think it was when they first got in Japan and they're like, oh, they haven't seen a person from Ireland before or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. It's like,
Talk,
it's because you're so
talk.
tall and you're red hair. It's like, I can't help if they haven't seen someone from Ireland or something. If it
Yeah.
felt like it was awkwardly placed there in their dialogue and wasn't super necessary. Like, you can kind of guess. I guess maybe not so much in Japan. People might not guess that he's Irish
Hmm.
so much. Like my best guess is he's Irish. We got Dorothea, which has the
Hmm.
Thea on the end, who's I almost want to say based off that. I'd want to say like Indian, just based off the name, but their names are weird, so it's hard to tell.
Yeah, they all have
Because like
odd names.
Yuli, it's like he seems like half Japanese, half Russian almost.
Yeah, usually
Uh,
definitely comes across to me as a Eastern European name.
yeah, Philip and Willard are British.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Dorothea. I don't. Mm,
it's awkward because it's like this weird version of an English name, which is probably why I'm thinking
yeah.
Indian, because at the time India would have still been under British rule, right?
Yeah.
So it's like a tweaked
Hmm.
British
Well,
name.
from Wikipedia it says Dorothea is a female given name from Greek meaning God's gift.
Oh, actually, never
Huh.
mind then. Maybe she's Greek.
Yeah.
Greece. Hmm. I would not have expected that because there's so few like Grecian characters in anime
Yeah.
who are like spoken as being Greek. That's not something you see like ever.
Yeah.
Huh, that's neat. That's
That
cool.
is. Yeah.
Could
So
still
we'll
be
see.
wrong. They
Yeah,
might
they could
just
just
like the
they,
name, but
yeah, they might just think, oh, that's a cool name. I'll grab that.
I just don't want her to die because it's like she's the only female of the group, which is already tropey enough and kind of bad.
Hmm.
But she's also
Yeah.
like outside of Yuli, who's like we know at least half Japanese. She's like the only person who's not like completely white.
Yeah, true.
So it's like, please don't kill off our one like
Yeah.
our one person of color.
Oh,
Well, I
well,
guess there's lots of people of color because they're in Japan right now. But
yeah.
there's actually one thing I kind of liked about the show is they gave a lot of the background characters and side characters differing shades and complexions, which you don't see a lot
Hmm.
of. They'll all just usually have the same bright skin or whatever. But like,
Hmm.
they actually had some characters like even of the Japanese characters we're introduced to. Some have darker skin than others, which is realistic in just how the world works, but you don't see a lot in animated shows, which is weird. But so that was
Hmm.
kind of nice to see, because it wasn't like over the top. Because usually when you do see it, it's for a joke and it's like over the top, where it's like it's a gal with like a spray tan.
Yeah.
But it's nice to see a more realistic portrayal where it's like, yeah, like some people are more tan than others. Like even with our main white cast, right? Like Alan, that's his name, right? Fallon.
Hmm.
Fallon has slightly darker skin than Willard, who's pretty pale, and then Philip has more of like an olivey complexion. Like not olive, that's a bad word.
Hmm.
Rosy almost.
Yeah.
So I really like that they took the time to like put that in there and not just go, ha, one shade. It's
Hmm.
all the same because
Yeah. It
Western
was.
animation does that a lot too.
Yeah.
I think it's just an animation problem in general because it's so much cheaper to not have to do that and always be careful about it. But
Hmm.
it shows that
True.
they do have some dedication in showing the fact that this is like a multinational thing and they want to get it right, which gives me some hope that they're not going to fuck it up.
Yeah. Hopefully. Mm. So yeah. And I got excited at the end that maybe the dude at the very end was Dracula, but then when I looked up his voice actor, I spoiled myself on what his name is.
Oh,
And unfortunately, it's not Dracula.
what is
Which
it?
Dracula is
Wait,
in
is
the
this
public
spoiler?
domain. You
Is,
could put Dracula
is there spoiler
in
to say
everything.
his name? Maybe they thought it was
I,
too cliche.
yeah,
Is it
that's probably
Alucard?
it. No,
Duh.
it's where is it? I'm looking through these names. I don't see it now. Is it this dude? No, I don't remember. It's something weird. It's like German sounding, I think.
Gustav. There's a few. Well, we were
Yeah.
introduced to Kirschner, but he's not the top.
Oh, it's Yevgraf.
Yevgraf. Oh yes,
Yeah.
Yevgraf.
I'm going to Google that name and see what comes up. Oh, the
Yes.
first result is Sirius the Jaeger wiki. Okay.
All right,
Well,
that's completely.
oh, there's Yevgrafovich Fyodorov, who is a Russian climatologist.
It makes sense if it's Russian because it seems like there's quite a few Russian characters.
Hmm.
Like I don't think Kirschner, but there was the guy with the sniper rifle at the end who
Hmm.
I'd guess would be Russian, and then Yuli I'd guess is half Russian.
Yeah.
I know a lot of vampire series like to play off like Russian vampires, like them coming from there because of like the long nights.
Hmm.
There's a lot the same kind of like stuff with like Alaska. What was
Hmm.
that movie? There's like some horror movie of vampires in Alaska. There's like 30 Days of Night or something.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so it seems like that's a popular place to have them come from, especially since it's pretty close to Transylvania, which is
Hmm.
where Vlad the Impaler was.
Yeah, true.
Romania and that sort of area is kind of like right in right on the cusp. So
Hmm. So yeah, I don't know. That was about for me for Sirius the Jaeger. Unless you have any final thoughts on it.
don't fuck it up.
Yeah, please.
Don't be an alderman. Let's go. It's exciting. Like I feel so bad because I want to be excited about this, but the last like 5 shows I've been excited about, the endings have been terrible. It's like, don't do me like this again.
Yeah.
I can't go through another Nobunaga.
Oh God.
There's no Yuri baiting, so we'll probably avoid that.
There's not enough women characters to have Yuri baiting.
That's even worse. Wait, there's 2.
Oh, no. Yeah.
There's 3.
Oh, it's true. Yeah, that's right.
I forgot the Baron's daughter.
Yeah. God, she's going to be a love interest for Yulu, isn't she? Like, poor girl.
She's going to be the head vampire and kill them all.
That would be wild.
I know, it's like, you're using too much, whatchamacallit, compost or whatever for this. Too much fertilizer. Yeah. It's like, yes, I make that from all the people I killed. Like, oh, okay. Alrighty, little kid.
Yeah. Oh, God, that'd be great.
That's my wild twist prediction for the season, because I have to do one.
Of course.
Did I do one last season? I don't remember.
I don't know.
Oh no, I did. It was the sister.
The sister.
Yeah, which, well, not right, led me to the correct answer as who was behind most of it, which was the chief. So I mean, it wasn't the worst.
Yeah, you have partial credit. You get partial credit for that one.
Yeah, it's like my partial credit from Kagami no Pleiades.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, it's the colors matching each other, and then he steals one. It's like, that means he's gonna like turn Aoi, or Subaru against Aoi. Wait, which one was blue? Aoi's the blue-haired. Going to turn Aoi against Subaru, and it's like, no, in the end he just broke up the Yuri bait, which was pretty much the same thing. I should get full credit for that one.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to see if you can get full credit this season.
God, if I
continue to watch Sirius the Jaeger. Yeah.
Do you have any wild, crazy theories or anything?
Oh, not really.
Wild theory. Gunparade March will be better than Mao OU.
Yeah, that seems like a pretty safe bet.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Let's hope.
Yeah. Yeah, we will find out next week. I mean, we just want to watch the first episode of Gun Parade, right? Or do we want to do the first 2? Because if we do the first 2, then it'll keep all the episode numbers even. But if we do just
we could do the first, because we're both talking about watching the second episode of Mao U. So we can do the first. Also do Mao U, and then decide from that, and then just do 2 of Gun Parade, or just do 2 Gun Parade on the last episode.
Yeah, okay. That sounds good.
Alright. We'll figure it out. Then. And then we can do our OVA episodes, because those are always great. OVA movies, whatchamacallit. I've watched the non-Biori movie, I can't use that now. Not that it would help you at all.
Yeah. I would just watch it and be confused the whole time.
You'd just be like, this is comfy. I don't know what's going on, but it's comfy.
Yeah, it's nice, I guess.
You get the one scene where it's the one girl with all the like plush dolls of the other girl and be like, what the fuck's going on?
Like, this is weird, but okay, sure.
You see the one girl, the one tall girl who looks like she's the eldest, with the plush dolls of the girl who looks like she's the second youngest, and it's like, that's creepy. And it's like, no, actually that's the opposite. The tall girl's the second youngest and the tiny girl's the oldest.
Wow.
She's a 5th grader with a crush on her 8th grader friend. And she doesn't know how to deal with her emotions, so she just like knits plush of the other girl, and doesn't realize it's creepy because she's a 5th grader.
Oh, that's okay. Sure.
It's cute in its own way.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
It makes more sense in context.
Yeah. So, I think that'll about do it for us this week. So, this has been Shenanimegans, episode 100. We had an extra long episode for our special anniversary thing, I guess. So, yeah.
Right, it's episode 100. 100, woo!
Yeah.
I don't have a soundboard. I don't have the, wait, can I just search that up? What are those called again?
It's an air horn?
Air horn, yeah. Air horn.
Yeah. find a good soundboard with a lot of
10 hours of
fantastic
air horn.
samples.
Let's go.
Oh boy. Oh no. Well,
100's
I'm
just 10 with an extra 0.
that is true. Yeah.
Yeah. It went quiet.
Oh.
Is it gonna go again? There it goes again! Woo! 100! That's the worst air horn I've ever seen. It's the worst. Oh. Okay. Oh, MLG
Anyway.
air horn. Here we go.
Oh, fantastic.
There we go. 100.
Okay.
Alright. That's it.
Anyway.
That's we had to end with the air horns.
Yeah. So yeah, you can watch. So yeah, go to shenanimans.moa. It's to see 99 episodes just like this one.
Take them down, pass them around.
Something like that. Yeah, and I think they're all uploaded. I think you got it all caught up.
Yes.
Right.
I managed to do that while sick.
Yeah.
Well,
very nice.
I wasn't at work, so I was like, I gotta do something.
Yeah.
Actually, I did that over the weekend, so I did it before getting sick.
Ah.
It was actually just me being on point for once. It wasn't an excuse. Actually, I can
Yeah.
praise myself for once. Yay.
Nice. So yeah, or you can catch us live on Twitch, twitch.tv/Sasam, Monday nights or Tuesday nights, whatever.
Or
whenever.
Wednesday.
Occasionally.
Sometimes Thursday.
Yeah. Then you can Discord. You can join our Discord. We have one of those servers at shenanimegans.moa/Discord. Then you can follow us on Twitter at SaySomeBots and at lastly. Yeah, I think that about does it for this week. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see you next week with Now You 2, Serious 2, and Gun Parade 1.
Have a good night.
We'll see ya.